Preface of Merry Clappum Junction. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Ruth Golding. Merry Clappum Junction, or the Strange Adventures of the New Zealand Express and a Boy. A quick train of thought with music, intended for children of all ages, by Arnold. Preface. As regards the music in this book, the children's part will obviously be rather to listen than to perform in the first and last numbers, while the intermediate songs will be found well within their powers. It seems scarcely necessary to express obligation to the composers of two popular melodies, or to say that the rest of the music is by the writer of the story. A contribution to universal folklore is offered in the chapter called The House That Jack Built, and much light may possibly be shed by it upon the obscurities and omissions of an ancient nursery record. Written at first merely to please the imagination of a few children, this little story is now given, or rather sold, to all who can resign themselves for a short time to a very simple kind of pleasure. Like the young persons who advertise their services as companions, it professes to be nothing but cheerful, musical, and domesticated. End of the preface. Chapter 1 of Merry Clappum Junction. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Ruth Golding. Merry Clappum Junction, or the Strange Adventures of the New Zealand Express and a Boy. A quick train of thought, with music, intended for children of all ages. By Arnold. Chapter 1. The Departure. In a comfortable room of a house not far from Addition Road Station, Wax Candlington, West, sat a small boy with a long name, and a large dog with a short name. The boy's name was Marmaduke, but his schoolfellows one and all refused to call him by it. Some, who thought it too splendid, changed it to Marmalade, and others, who thought it too long, changed it to Tommy. The name of the dog was Winkle, which suited his character as a puppy much better than his present size and dignity. It was nearly dark in the street, and would have been quite dark in the room but for the brilliant though uncertain light of a huge fire. In broad daylight the room had 4 corners, but just now it seemed to Tommy, as we shall call him, that it had a great many more. How many he could not quite make out, for they came out different, as he said to himself, every time he tried to count them. In this respect he thought they were extremely like sums in arithmetic, for Tommy was slow and backward at all lessons. He had often been told that what he heard in class went in at one ear and out at the other, and he himself was inclined to think this a reasonable and natural explanation of his forgetfulness and other shortcomings. That phrase came into his head just as he had given up counting the corners of the room, and he applied it, oddly enough, to 2 musical performances which now began, one in the street and the other in an adjoining room. If our own duet, he said to himself, his mother and sister were the performers, goes in at my right ear and out of my left, then it will meet the street duet, which wants to come in at my left ear, and will keep it away. Our duet will have gone through me, and so I shan't hear it any more, and the other duet will never get to me at all. In spite of this reasoning, he continued to hear them both, but chiefly the trombone and flageolet outside, which were engaged upon The Last Rose of Summer. By an amicable arrangement suited to the capacities of each instrument, the trombone went steadily through the melody, while the flageolet executed variations on its own account, the effect being something of this kind.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?